Most people believe semi-trucks have double wheels for one simple reason: to carry more weight. It sounds logical, but it's only part of the story. Modern trucks can haul similar loads using a single wide tire. So why do millions of heavy trucks still rely on dual wheels? The answer reveals decades of engineering, safety, and design compromises hidden beneath every trailer. At first glance, the purpose of dual wheels seems obvious. More tires mean more contact with the road, allowing the weight of the truck and its cargo to be shared across a larger surface. Instead of placing the entire load on 2 tires, engineers divide that weight between 4, reducing the load carried by each individual tire. This also helps trucks stay within legal tire and axle load limits while transporting extremely heavy freight. For decades, this solution worked remarkably well. As trucks became larger and cargo became heavier, adding another tire to each side of the axle was far simpler than designing an entirely new wheel system. It's one of the reasons dual wheels became the standard for heavy-duty trucks across North America. But here's where the story becomes interesting. If carrying weight were the only reason, engineers could simply replace 2 narrow tires with 1 wider tire capable of supporting the same load. In fact, that's exactly what they did. Today, many modern fleets use wide base single tires, often called super singles, proving that carrying weight alone isn't the reason dual wheels continue to exist. So if 1 tire can replace 2, why haven't all trucks switched? The answer begins with something every truck driver hopes never happens: a tire failure. Imagine you're driving an 80,000-pound semi-truck at highway speed when one of the rear tires suddenly explodes. In a passenger car, a blowout is already dangerous. In a fully loaded truck, it can become a serious emergency. This is where dual wheels reveal their biggest advantage: redundancy. When 1 tire in a dual wheel assembly fails, the second tire can temporarily support part of the load, giving the driver enough stability to slow down and steer the truck to a safe location. It's not meant for continuing the journey, but those few extra seconds can make the difference between a controlled stop and a dangerous roadside emergency. Now compare that to a truck fitted with a wide base single tire. If that single tire fails, there's no backup carrying the load at that wheel position. The driver must stop immediately because the entire axle is now unsupported on one side. That's one reason many fleets that operate in remote areas or travel long highway routes still prefer dual wheels despite the availability of newer tire designs. But redundancy isn't the only hidden advantage. Every mile a truck travels generates heat inside its tires. As rubber flexes against the road, friction causes temperatures to rise. Under heavy loads, excessive heat becomes one of a tire's biggest enemies because it accelerates wear and increases the risk of failure. By sharing the load between 2 tires, dual wheel assemblies reduce the stress placed on each tire, helping them operate under less demanding conditions during long-distance hauling. However, engineering is always about compromise. If dual wheels provide extra safety and durability, why are many trucking companies replacing them with a single wide tire? The answer has nothing to do with safety. It has everything to do with efficiency. For decades, engineers asked a simple question. Instead of using 2 narrow tires, why not build 1 tire wide enough to do the same job? The result was the wide base single tire, better known throughout the trucking industry as the super single. At first glance, it seems like the perfect solution. 1 tire replaces 2, 1 wheel replaces 2, and the entire assembly becomes lighter. That reduction in weight allows fleets to carry a little more cargo before reaching legal weight limits. Just as importantly, removing an extra tire reduces rolling resistance, the energy lost as tires flex against the pavement. Less rolling resistance means the engine works slightly less to keep the truck moving, improving fuel efficiency over hundreds of thousands of miles. For a fleet operating hundreds of trucks, even a small improvement in fuel economy can save millions of dollars over time. So, if super singles reduce weight, improve fuel economy, and simplify maintenance, They sound like the obvious future of trucking. Yet most heavy trucks still leave the factory with dual wheels. Why? Because the final decision isn't made by engineers alone. It's made by fleet operators balancing cost, reliability, maintenance, and real-world operations. Trade-offs that become clear in the next chapter. On paper, super single tires look like the future of trucking. They're lighter, improve fuel economy, and reduce the number of tires that fleets have to inspect and replace. But commercial trucking isn't about choosing the most advanced technology. It's about choosing the most dependable one. Every decision is measured against one question. Will this truck keep moving and make money? That's where dual wheels still have a strong advantage. If a truck runs over a sharp piece of metal or suffers a sudden tire failure in a remote area, finding a replacement for a standard truck tire is usually much easier than locating a super single. Many repair shops and roadside service providers stock conventional commercial tires because they've been the industry standard for decades. That widespread availability can get a truck back on the road much faster, reducing costly downtime. Maintenance is another factor. While dual wheels use more tires, fleets are already equipped with the tools, spare parts, and technician experience needed to service them efficiently. Switching an entire fleet to super singles often means investing in new equipment, changing maintenance procedures, and training technicians to work with different wheel assemblies. For companies operating hundreds or even thousands of trucks, that's a significant investment. The type of freight also influences the decision. Long-haul highway fleets may prioritize fuel savings, making super singles an attractive option. Fleets that regularly operate on rough construction sites, uneven roads, or remote routes often value the added redundancy and proven reliability of dual wheels. In trucking, there's rarely a perfect solution, only the solution that best fits the job. So, will dual wheels eventually disappear? Probably not anytime soon. Many truck manufacturers now offer both dual wheels and super singles, allowing fleet owners to choose the setup that matches their operations. Some companies even use both within the same fleet, fitting super singles to certain trailer axles while keeping dual wheels on tractors or vehicles operating in harsher conditions. Engineers also continue improving tire technology. New rubber compounds, stronger sidewalls, tire pressure monitoring systems, and automatic inflation systems are helping both designs become safer and more efficient. Instead of one technology replacing the other, the industry is gradually expanding the situations where each performs best. In the end, the question isn't whether one design is universally better, it's whether it's better for a specific job. So, why do semi-trucks have double wheels? Yes, they help carry heavy loads, but that's only the beginning. Their real value lies in sharing stress between tires, providing an extra measure of safety during a tire failure, improving durability on demanding routes, and giving fleets a proven system that has earned decades of trust. The existence of super singles proves that weight alone isn't the reason dual wheels remain so common. If carrying weight were the only goal, the trucking industry would have switched completely years ago. Instead, engineers continue balancing fuel economy, maintenance, reliability, operating costs, and safety. Because every trucking company faces different priorities. The next time you see a semi-truck rolling down the highway with 8 pairs of wheels beneath its trailer, remember that those extra tires aren't there because engineers ran out of better ideas. They're there because, after decades of real-world experience, dual wheels remain one of the most practical engineering compromises ever built into commercial transportation. Tell us in the comments and subscribe for more hidden engineering stories behind everyday machines.